Do we need to just pull in our horns and close down? I mean, it's going to happen. People are going to get it, are they not? What is your suggestion in terms of the line we walk between trying to live as normal a life as possible and the risk that entails? The best you can do is wear masks, wash your hands, and live your life. Is it not or not? Are we all to blame when we get COVID?
Well, look, this isn't an endless epidemic. We thought there was going to be a resurgence this fall and winter. There appears to be a resurgence this fall and winter. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get to the other side of it. The question is how much death and suffering we endure along the way, as well as economic hardship, too. I think that there are ways to target mitigation to allow as much of business activity to go forward as possible while trying to stay safe. Universal masking, trying to close when you truly have an epidemic in a city, closing temporarily congregate settings that we know are high risk, like bars.
Doctor, we don't need to
practicing
play
good hygiene.
We don't need to play football, do we?
Well, look,
we don't need
I think things that we're doing. I think things that we're doing that are bringing. I think things that we're doing that are bringing people together in higher risk settings that are purely recreational. Those are the things that we could put off for 2 or 3 months until we get to the other side of what is likely to be another wave of this infection in the fall and winter. The entire Pacific Rim, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Singapore, Taiwan, China, Japan, South Korea. I'm probably leaving out Australia, New Zealand. The entire Pacific Rim has less than 1,000 infections a day. Having a raging epidemic is not inevitable. People want to say China's lying about the 24 cases that they're reporting a day, which I don't believe they are. Certainly the entire Pacific Rim isn't in on the conspiracy. So it isn't inevitable that we have a raging epidemic. This seems to be something that's happening in Western democracies where things like masks have become part of a political debate over individual liberty, and we just can't bring ourselves to wear them.
We always knew that the United States was not going to be able to enforce shutdowns like communist China, right? I mean, we always knew that.
But it's not shutdowns, Joe.
Not just shutdowns.
It's not shutdowns.
But we're obviously we're doing things here in this country.
But it's not.
We're not doing other places.
It's not enforcing. Right, but it's not a question of just enforcing them. It's a question of whether or not, as a population, we want to take some simple collective action to preserve the things that are important to us. If people want to open schools, people talk about the importance of opening schools, and then they argue against masks. If you watch Fox News at night, they say the school should absolutely be open, but nobody should be wearing a mask because it's absurd to wear a mask.
So, I mean, you would not have allowed any sports or football to be done then, is what you're saying. I mean, they made a decision here. We made a decision to do that.
I think you could keep the players safe.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.